89.5 FM WBKE, North Manchester. If you've ever wished you could hear more of the programming you enjoy here on WBOI, check out our new podcasting feature. It's on our website, nipr.it.
Good afternoon. Welcome to IPFW Women's Basketball here on College 5 this afternoon. The Lady Dons take on Utah Valley State, along with Doc Skelton, Ken Horman here on College 5. And Doc, this shapes up to be a pretty good matchup between two teams that seem to be evenly matched. IPFW 10-10, Utah Valley State is 11-10. But what a roller coaster ride it has been for Utah Valley State this year.
Yeah, Utah Valley starts out going 9-1, sets the record for their school, and then the next 10 games go 1-9. So last Thursday night they broke that losing streak. They're here, and it should be a good game.
IPFW, on the other hand, has been a good combination of veterans such as guards Ashley Johnson and Jonna Lewis Carlisle, but mix in the talented freshmen like Lisa Lott Malfay, Hannah Tiki, and Samantha Edwards. It's been pretty good balance as far as this team.
Yeah, the younger kids have come along and really played a good role for the Dons to get them going this year.
Well, IPFW is a program that has seen its ups and downs as well. It's had some injuries, it's had illness, but the Dons have persevered, and Chris Paul has a single season high with 10 victories, looking to build on that this afternoon, again when the Lady Dons take on Utah Valley State. We'll be back with more of the pregame report, starting lineups, and the tip-off is coming up next. This is IPFW Women's Basketball on College 5.
I guess I'm like most kids. I work hard, I go to class. I wanted a degree that's going to mean something. I had offers from other universities, but I wanted the best out of my college choice. I wanted a great education and the campus life to go with it. Student housing, Division I sports. I found it all right here at IPFW. Hey, this is my university, my life, so it's got to feel right. I'm really glad I chose IPFW. I love it here. Go to their website.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Life is good, but with a master's degree from IPFW, it could be even better. You could land a promotion, earn more money, become a leader in your field. And IPFW makes it easy, with affordable tuition, night and weekend classes, and more than 20 graduate programs from business to education to public affairs and more. Become the master of your future. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne, your graduate university.
Back at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center on the campus of IPFW in Fort Wayne, just about set for this afternoon's women's collegiate volleyball action between Utah Valley State and the homestanding IPFW Mastodons. And let's take a look at the starting lineups for this afternoon's basketball game. Division I basketball, women's style, here at the Gate Center between these two independent programs for the time being. Of course, Doc, next year IPFW joins the Mid-Continent Conference. Well, for visiting Utah Valley State, they will start it like this. At one guard is Sandy Marvin. She is a sophomore out of Spring Lake, Utah. The center is Robin Fairbanks, and she is a talented one. She's a 6'1 sophomore out of Raymond, Alberta, Canada. A forward is Ashley Grimm. She is a 6' sophomore out of Salt Lake City. Another forward, Rebecca Peterson. She's a 5'10 junior out of Salinas, California. And another guard is Holly Beeman. She's a 5'9 sophomore out of Kingwood, Texas. Now for IPFW, here's how the Mastodons will set up. They have a three-guard set. One of the guards is Ashley Johnson. She is the 5'8 senior out of Kokomo. Another guard is Jonna Lewis Carlisle. She is the junior, 5'6 out of Lexington, Kentucky. The center, Lisa Lott Malfay, the talented freshman out of Belgium. And the other guard is the fifth-year senior out of Warsaw, Indiana, Hillary O'Connell. And the other forward is Samantha Edwards, the redshirt freshman out of Alkamos, Michigan. The head coach for IPFW, of course, is Chris Paul. His assistants are Mahogany Green and also Jenny Green. And the head coach for Utah Valley State is Kathy Nixon. Her assistants are Chris Betcher, Melinda Larson, and Ashley Porter.
These two lineups today, Kent, are loaded with young kids. You got freshmen and sophomores playing a lot, just a couple of seniors.
And one of the things you were talking about during the break is we'll be anxious to see how talented Robin Fairbanks of Utah Valley State is. Again, a 6'1 sophomore. She's a Canadian, but averages almost a double-double, over 24 points a game, along with over 9 rebounds a game.
And she's only a sophomore, so Utah Valley State will be using her a lot for the next couple of years.
Well, it will be Lisa Lott-Malfay to jump it up against Robin Fairbanks, and the ball is in the air, and we are underway. The tip is controlled by Utah Valley State. Now here comes Ashley Grimm. She drops it back to Holly Beeman. Right now the Dons are in a woman-to-woman, we should say.
Yeah.
Valley working, and Marvin tries to drive. She kicks it out to the wing Grimm, and Grimm spots up for the jumper, misses. The long rebound comes out, and the Dons control it, and it's Jonna Lewis Carlisle for IPFW. She leaves it for Ashley Johnson. Now the Dons set up their half-court offense. AJ over to Jonna Lewis. Drops it down to Sam Edwards, baseline jumper, and she misses. Boy, Sam likes that baseline shot. Couldn't get it to fall. Rebound is cleared out of there by Grimm. And here comes Utah Valley State running the floor. Fairbanks leaves for Marvin. She tries to come off the screen. Little bounce pass. Jumper on the way, and good along the baseline by Ashley Grimm. First bucket of the game is scored by the Wolverines, and it's 2-0 Utah Valley State. Now here comes Sam Edwards, a baseline jumper along the other side, and that is long off the rim. One and done again for the Dons. Now back the other way. Here comes Marvin. She gives up the dribble, top of the key, long jumper, and it's Robin Fairbanks hitting the three-pointer. Quickly, it's 5-0 in favor of the Wolverines.
Yeah, Fairbanks not only plays good inside, that was a great outside shot.
Well, she's demonstrated she has range, good size,
yes,
and
does.
obviously can play low. Now she has the perimeter game as well. Hillary O'Connell, top of the key, bounce pass into Edwards. Edwards goes up among traffic, little contact, and Sam hits the floor, misses the shot. She was perhaps looking for a foul call, didn't get it. Now back the other way, 3 on the way. That's off the mark by Marvin. And Hillary O'Connell pulls down the rebound for the Dons. Now they're going to run the floor a bit. Here comes Jonna Lewis Carlisle, driving, slashing, contact. Shot is up, off, and good, and the foul. Count the basket and the foul.
Jonna is one of the best in the women's game at that body contact, falling away inside and hitting the layup.
Fairbanks collects the personal foul. That's her first, the first of the game. Dons have their first bucket to close to within 5-2. And now Jonna Lewis Carlisle will try to complete the three-point play. A little too strong, and the rebound is hauled down by Fairbanks.
Utah Valley State gets that ball out from the rebound and down the court quickly.
Turning and putting up a 13-footer is Marvin. She misses, but she draws the personal foul. That'll be Ashley Johnson's first personal and the first on the Dons, and that will send Sandy Marvin to the free throw line. The sophomore out of Spring Lake, Utah. She averages 14 points a game. First free throw is short off the front of the rim.
She puts a lot of arch on that shot, as she did that three-pointer she took a minute ago.
Now Marvin, deep knee bend. Eyes the rim, puts it up, and this time she has it. Now 6-2 in favor of the Wolverines, and here come the Dons back the other way. Ashley Johnson comes left, Jonna Lewis Carlisle. She drives, cut off by Marvin. Now a little crossover. Draws the contact, puts the shot up, almost gets it to fall. It draws the personal foul. And looks like that'll be on Marvin.
Yeah, that's a battle of quick against quick. Marvin and Jonna Lewis are both real quick.
Free throw is on its way and good. Here's a look at Chris Paul along with his assistant Mahogany Green. And the second free throw is good. And the Dons draw to within 6-4. Full court pressure is broken, and ahead it comes to Marvin. She drives, leans in, puts up the shot over Ashley Johnson. It's off, and as they battle for the rebound, it goes out of bounds. Last touched by the Wolverines. It'll be Mastodon ball.
Now the Wolverines should feel right at home back in this part of the country with the Michigan group up there, and also a couple of gals from Canada.
Now there's a jumper from the left corner. That's off the mark by Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Battle for the ball, and there'll be a foul called on IPFW.
Yeah, Lisa Lott-Malfay went over the back.
First foul on Malfay, and personals are even at 2 apiece. Our officials for this game, Rick Foxon, Brad Deistermars, and Rod Creech, the 3-man crew today. Dons again applying full court pressure, but Utah Valley State breaks it. Pass goes deep into the right corner, and that time off the fingers of Rebecca Peterson, out of bounds. Turnover gives the ball back to IPFW. And we've played almost 3 minutes of the opening half. Dons trail by 2. Now here comes Ashley Johnson, comes right side to O'Connell. O'Connell starts left, tries to drive down the lane. Kicks the pass back to Ashley Johnson, loops it into Malfay. Malfay, a little swim move underneath, misses the layup, battles for the rebound. What a hustling play by Malfay.
She goes after that ball. She'll get down and go after it.
Now Ashley Johnson with a strong drive, a little shovel shot underneath, and AJ has her first field goal of the game. We are tied at 6. Again, the full court pressure is broken by the Wolverines. Now there's an interception as John Lewis Carlisle briefly poked the ball away. Saved that time, though, by Beeman, and she gets the ball back in the hands of Marvin, who flashes up a signal. Now they're looking for an entry pass. Instead, it goes deep into the corner. Fairbanks tries to kick the pass out, intercepted by Johnson. Good anticipation. She drives, puts up the shot, count the basket, and a foul. What body control by Ashley Johnson. Give her the bucket, and the personal foul goes to Holly Beeman. And now AJ has the chance for the three-point play.
And AJ was good on that play from end to end. Good anticipation, stealing the pass, going down, hitting the layup.
And a 30-second timeout is taken right now by Kathy Nixon. Chris Paul has to be happy with the start of his team. Maybe just a little bit slow out of the block, Doc, but now they've turned it on, and largely because Ashley Johnson, John Lewis Carlisle have gotten untracked, but now the Dons enjoying a 2-point lead.
Yeah, they've put a lot of pressure on the defensive full court and going up and down quickly, so we'll see how the pace holds up.
Well, the Lady Dons have already set a school record for most single-season victories with their 10th. That one coming on Thursday night when IPFW defeated Texas Pan American 58-41. Ashley Johnson now trying to complete the three-point play, and she does. So the Dons on top by 3 at 9-6 as we approach the 16-minute mark of this first half. Again, some full-court pressure applied by the Dons.
And its purpose may be more to just slow down and harass the Wolverines than to try to steal.
Doc, good point, because it looks like this Utah Valley State team likes to run the floor, likes to run some transition.
Sure do.
There's a three-pointer hoisted up from the corner and knocked down by Julie McMurray. Now McMurray checked in during that timeout, and she immediately makes her presence felt with a three-pointer. We're tied at 9. Malfay underneath has her shot blocked that time by Grimm, and here come the Wolverines running the floor. Marvin drives in, puts the shot up. Little contact there. It's off the mark, and they play. Here come the Dons back the other way, running the floor. John Lewis Carlisle spots up for the triple off the front of the rim. Rebound is tipped out. Good play by O'Connell to get the ball back out to Ashley Johnson.
The Dons go with a set now to see if they can get some offensive movement.
Yeah, Chris Paul standing right in front of us. Well, look at that drive by Ashley Johnson. It teeters on the rim and falls through. AJ now has 7 points. Dons go back up by a pair, 11-9. Now driving comes Grimm. She leaves it for Peterson. Peterson goes cross court. Long jumper on the way. It's a 3-ball way off the mark by Marvin. Doc, you're right. She really puts an awful lot of arch on that shot.
She can't get yelled at by her coach for not putting enough arch on her shot.
Pass goes ahead to Malfay, but she stutter steps and travels, and we have a timeout on the floor. 14:54 to go in the opening half. Dons lead Utah Valley State 11-9. This is IPFW basketball on College 5.
I've gone away to a college where the class size is small. I've gone away to a college with a beautiful campus.
I've gone away to a college that cares about diversity.
I've gone away to a college where I get to live in my own apartment instead of living in a dorm room.
I've gone away to a college that really isn't that all.
I go to IPFW.
IPFW.
I go to IPFW.
To find out more about college life at IPFW, go to our website. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Diabetes is a killer. After I was diagnosed, I didn't feel sick, so I didn't listen to my doctor. Then it struck. I had a heart attack, then a stroke, and I was only 49.
People with diabetes are 2 to 4 times more likely to suffer a stroke than people without diabetes, and many who survive are severely disabled.
Don't let diabetes destroy your life.
Learn how to reduce your risk of stroke. Call for your free diabetes survival guide.
Dave Skelton and Ken Horman back at the Gates Center. Here's Ashley Johnson. Boy, what room she created for herself, driving around 2 defenders, using her body perfectly, Doc, and laid it in.
And she had just enough space to get through.
And when Ashley Johnson completed that three-point play, that gave her 245 free throws, tying her with Lindy Jones for third in the all-time free throw list for IPFW women's basketball. Now here comes Utah Valley State on the attack. They get it to Fairbanks. Fairbanks bumps off of Sam Edwards. Good defense by Sam. Ball goes over to Rebecca Peterson, top of the key, puts up the jumper. It's a 3-ball off the mark. Long rebound squirts out. They battle for it underneath and along the baseline. Wolverine has it, and I think Sam Edwards will be called for reaching in. Chris Paul wanted to travel, and yes, Samantha Edwards has her first personal foul.
Yeah, the Dons were a little lax that time, letting the ball drop, and Utah Valley could pick it up.
Now the quick trigger, it's intended for Fairbanks, and it's thrown past her, goes out of bounds, and that will be IPFW basketball. 11-9 in favor of IPFW at the 14:27 mark of the first half. Ashley Johnson will inbound at side court. Tosses it into Julianne Una, who checked in during the timeout, as did Hannah Tiki, who now has the basketball. Boy, Tiki, a talented freshman who can really shoot it. Edwards with a bounce pass to Una. She kicks it back out. Tiki with a long-range three. It's off the mark, and the rebound is pulled out of there by Ashley Grimm. I'll say this, Hannah is not timid about putting up the long jumper.
No,
Grimm drives, puts up the shot off the front of the rim. Una tips it away to Jonna Lewis Carlisle, and now here she comes running the floor back the other way for the Dons. Behind the back dribble, spots up for the jumper, front of the rim. Una tips it back out, and Tiki has it. Leaves it back for Ashley Johnson. Now here comes AJ. Starts her dribble, drives, little spot-up runner, rolls off the rim, and the rebound pulled out of there by Grimm.
Yeah, Hannah Tiki has a really quick release.
Long pass is ahead to a cutting Rebecca Peterson. Peterson lays it in, getting behind the Dons' defense. We're tied at 11. Doc, that's what you pointed out. This Utah Valley State team likes to run, and Chris Paul immediately calls a timeout, and I have a feeling he'll be doing a lot of talking during this 30-second timeout. His team will be doing a lot of listening.
I think it's a point he wants to make, and they better listen. It didn't take him long.
Nope, it was few words, but they were emphatic words. And now we see Jenny Green, one of the graduate assistant coaches, and she's talking to Samantha Edwards. So you picked up on this early on. Clearly, the rule of the day is to try to stop this Utah Valley State team from running, and I think that was the purpose of applying some of that pressure in the backcourt.
Yeah, they really move out when they get an opportunity.
Now Courtney Reed is now in, the freshman out of Fort Laramie, Ohio. Out of Jonna Lewis Carlisle on the left wing. She's being guarded. And there is a steal coming back the other way as Julie McMurray now comes right to Grimm. She loops it down. Fairbanks has no problem as she is spotted up down low and banks it off the glass. And watch out if Robin Fairbanks gets untracked.
Courtney Reed did her best that time to distract Robin, but didn't work.
Asumi Nakayama, who is a freshman guard out of Japan, is also in now for Utah Valley State. One puts up a jumper from the baseline and hits it.
Nakayama has started a lot of games as a freshman.
And there is a travel. Yep, back the other way as Julie McMurray started her drive. She forgot to put the ball down before she moved her feet. Well, fresh off of hitting the jumper, Una comes out, and Malfay is back in, and Tina Moen is in for the Dons. So we now have Tina Moen, Courtney Reed, who has the ball, Jonna Lewis Carlisle, Hannah Tiki, and Lisa Lott Malfay. Reed with a bounce pass right near the free throw line. Malfay leaves for Tiki, kicks it over. Jonna Lewis Carlisle drives, puts up the shot, and it's off, but she'll draw the personal foul.
And that's on Robin Fairbanks.
Yeah, they get Fairbanks, and that'll be her second personal, and that could be huge. And I wonder if they're going to have to take Fairbanks out. And boy, Kathy Nixon is working one of the officials. She wasn't sure where that foul came from. I actually thought that might have been a Nakayama.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
Free throw is good by Jonna Lewis Carlisle. She's now 3 for 4. And yes, Robin Fairbanks, who averages 24.4 points and 9.3 rebounds a game, has to check out with 2 personal fouls.
Yeah, 12 minutes and 20 seconds to go. They can't take a chance.
Jonna Lewis Carlisle hits both free throws, and she will now check out.
Chris is kind of rotating the guards so that they can be fresh and rested when they're in the ballgame.
Now here comes Nakayama back the other way. Gets it to Marvin. Marvin on the wing. Starts her dribble left. Cut off that time. Good defense by Johnson, and she had to walk, yes. So now all of a sudden a couple of turnovers by Utah Valley State. The Dons get the ball back. They have the 2-point lead as we approach 12 minutes to go in this opening half. Courtney Reed, who's just getting back into the lineup. She missed some time.
Seems to have rehabbed from her injury very nicely.
And there was an entry pass that was intercepted by Utah Valley State. It's flipped ahead, driving and going for the lay-in that time is McMurray, but she draws the personal foul on IPFW. And I believe they have Malfay or Moen. It is Lieselot Malfay, and that'll be her second personal.
So she'll get a rest.
Well, we have a timeout on the floor with 11:53 to go in the first half. IPFW leading Utah Valley State 15-13. This is Mastodons basketball on College 5.
You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales. You're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Parents, there's something you can do to protect your kids from drugs and alcohol. Combine ground beef with egg, tomato sauce, breadcrumbs, and spices. Bake in an oven-safe pan at 350 for 50 minutes. Serve hot.
This is Jamie Lee Curtis. Children who eat dinner with their families are less likely to smoke, drink, or use drugs. So, have dinner together every day.
Delicious.
A message from CASA, the National Center on Addiction and Substance Abuse at Columbia University.
Back at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center, along with Dave Skelton, Ken Horman here on College 5. IPFW leading 15-13. But Julie McMurray shoots some free throws coming out of the timeout, and the first one hits the front of the rim, crawls over.
That's how you get to be an 80% free throw shooter.
The shooter's roll, and there it was. Second one on its way, and that's nothing but net. So McMurray has come off the bench to score 5 points, and she will check out. And Rebecca Peterson, one of the original starters, is back in, tied at 15. Much of what we expected between these two evenly matched teams. Here comes Courtney Reed, picked up by Nakayama. Gets it over to Ashley Johnson. Top of the key. Edwards spots up for the jumper. That's a little strong off the back of the iron. Rebound pulled out by Sandy Marvin. Here come the Wolverines romping down the floor. Nakayama almost travels, gets it over to Holly Beeman. Beeman looks cross court, gets it to a cutting Marvin. She spins, leans in on Ashley Johnson in front of the rim, misses, but there'll be a foul, and it looks like it'll be on AJ. And that will be the second personal on Ashley Johnson.
This Utah Valley team moves really quick, and they look like they're fast even when they're standing still.
Sandy Marvin is not timid about driving the basketball, and Chris Paul is lobbying one of the officials, saying, hey, look, I thought she jumped into my player. First free throw is in and out. Marvin has now missed 2 out of 3 from the line. Jonna Lewis Carlisle is back in, and she will replace Ashley Johnson. So you have Johnson and Malfay, both with a pair of personal fouls with IPFW. Tied up with Utah Valley State here. Just under 11.5 minutes to play in the first half. Marvin with the free throw, hits that one, and it's now 16-15 in favor of the Wolverines. Courtney Reed crossing center court. Little bounce pass goes to Hannah Tiki, who runs it down. Now Tiki takes a look. It's a little bounce pass into Tina Moen, spots up for the jumper. Wow, hits the back of the rim, crawls up the glass, and falls through. So Tina Moen has her first bucket. Dons back on top by 1. Now here comes Utah Valley State. Cross-court entry pass, kind of a backdoor play, and missing the shot. That time was Andrea Morrow. She battles for the rebound. Now we have players on the floor. Let's see if we have a jump. We do. Tied up with Jonna Lewis Carlisle that time, and also Asumi Nakayama. Alternate possession gives the basketball to IPFW. Boy, that was a great play, looping the ball in, and
caught the defense sleeping just a little bit, but she couldn't hit the layup.
Yep. I should check that. By the way, that was Blake Reynolds who missed that shot, not Andrea Morrow. Now here comes Courtney Reed. She takes a quick glance at the Dons bench, gets her play, and tries to set up the offense. Bounce pass goes to Jonna Lewis Carlisle. She comes off the screen, loops it into Une. Tries to work baseline. Julianne through traffic. Dishes off to Moen, who cuts in, and she misses the lay-in. Well, that was good vision by Julianne Une.
Great pass.
Yep. Now back the other way. Here come the Wolverines. They weave it around the perimeter. Beeman comes cross-court, but the pass is intercepted by Tina Moen. Flips it ahead to Jonna Lewis Carlisle, and with the Harrods hustling, Jonna Lewis starts to drive, kicks the pass out to Courtney Reed. Reed starts left, gets to Moen, who turns, spots up front of the rim. Rebound is pulled out of there, and here comes Holly Beeman back the other way. Ahead she comes to McMurray. McMurray gives up her dribble back to Marvin. Now Marvin dishes over to Holly Beeman, and the pass comes across court, and as Jonna Lewis Carlisle goes to reception. Now here comes Utah Valley State. Cross-court entry pass, kind of a backdoor play, and missing the shot. That time was Andrea Morrow. She battles for the rebound. Now we have players on the floor. Let's see if we have a jump. We do. Tied up with Jonna Lewis Carlisle that time, and also Asumi Nakayama. Alternate possession gives the basketball to IPFW. Boy, that was a great play, looping the ball in, and
caught the defense sleeping just a little bit, but she couldn't hit the layup.
Yep. I should check that. By the way, that was Blake Reynolds who missed that shot, not Andrea Morrow. Now here comes Courtney Reed. She takes a quick glance at the Dons bench, gets her play, and tries to set up the offense. Bounce pass goes to Jonna Lewis Carlisle. She comes off the screen, loops it into Une. Tries to work baseline. Julianne through traffic. Dishes off to Moen, who cuts in, and she misses the lay-in. Well, that was good vision by Julianne Une.
Great pass.
Yep. Now back the other way. Here come the Wolverines. They weave it around the perimeter. Beeman comes cross-court, but the pass is intercepted by Tina Moen. Flips it ahead to Jonna Lewis Carlisle, and with the Harrods hustling, Jonna Lewis starts to drive, kicks the pass out to Courtney Reed. Reed starts left, gets to Moen, who turns, spots up front of the rim. Rebound is pulled out of there, and here comes Holly Beeman back the other way. Ahead she comes to McMurray. McMurray gives up her dribble back to Marvin. Now Marvin dishes over to Holly Beeman, and the pass comes across court, and as Jonna Lewis Carlisle goes to reception, she bumps into Sandy Marvin, and that will be a foul on Jonna Lewis Carlisle, her first personal.
Or did they go the other?
Well, let's see.
It should be the ball.
They're going to give it on Marvin, it looks like.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Doc, you are correct. They gave that foul to Sandy Marvin.
But the way they were pointing at the beginning, I would have sworn it was on Jonna Lewis Carlisle.
Well, and if that's on Marvin, I believe that is her second person. There's a bit of a break for the Dons. That would even the team fouls, I believe, at 5. Now here comes Courtney Reed driving, puts up the left-handed shot. Oh, it just rolls off the rim and off the other side. Now here comes Utah Valley State again, trying to run the floor. Peterson to Murray. They wrap it around to Beeman. Beeman guarded by Courtney Reed. Reed is a good defender. Follows her around to the left wing. They come up high to the top of the key. Peterson, long jumper. That's too strong, and the long rebound that time is pulled down by Hillary O'Connell. Here comes Reed running the floor for the Dons. Dishes off. Hillary O'Connell for the triple. That's a little bit strong, and the rebound is pulled down, that time by Nakayama.
It'll be interesting to see how Utah Valley plays it now with their 2 leading scorers out. Looks like they're going to take a lot of threes.
Yep, Nakayama misses the 3, but chases down her own rebound. Another 3 ball on the way. That's off the mark by Rebecca Peterson. And as they scramble for the ball, Reed goes down, as does Julie McMurray. Ball goes out of bounds and looks like it was last touched by IPFW. Ashley Grimm returns and replaces Blake Reynolds. And it looks like we'll get Hannah Tiki back in the ball game for IPFW and Courtney Reed. We'll take a seat. Quick inbounds pass, up high, long jumper on the way. That's a little bit strong as Julie McMurray misses the 3-pointer. Well, a lot of 3-point shots have been hoisted up by Utah Valley State. Speaking of 3, there's Jonna Lewis Carlisle for her first triple, and that's the first 3 ball of the game for the Dons. The lead expands to 20-16. Nakayama has the pass tipped away by O'Connell, but she gets it to Peterson, who returns to Nakayama. Now here's McMurray driving, spinning on One, puts the shot up off the glass and good.
Yeah, nice spin move.
Boy, McMurray has come off the bench and scored 7 points to really give this Utah Valley State team a lift. Tiki drives, spots up and knocks down a 60-footer.
Freshmen on both teams are beginning to get into the action now.
Dons on top, 22-18 as we approach the 8-minute mark of this first half. Now McMurray comes off the screen, drives down the lane. There's that little layup shot again, but it's in the bottom of the rim. Ooh, technical foul called on Una. You could see that coming. Well, first of all, Julianne Una gets the personal foul. That will be her first, and then she drew the technical foul.
Which will, in fact, be her second personal.
Yes, you're correct.
So she'll, and it's all out of frustration.
And she immediately is given a place on the IPFW bench by head coach Chris Paul, who has also taken his jacket off. And now he's having a conversation with one of the officials, but that's almost automatic these days if a player takes the ball and slams it to the floor.
Yeah. Like
well,
I said. Frustration, hard to hold back sometimes.
So it will be some free throws for Utah Valley State and Rebecca Peterson. Peterson, the junior out of Salinas, California, puts up the free throw and hits it.
And she's a 90.5% free throw shooter, so they may, I don't know whether she was the one fouled or these are the technical
I think these are the technical fouls right here.
They'd probably like to have her shoot all 4 of these.
And she hits. Well, there's Julianne Una, who probably was rethinking the situation. The junior out of Germany, and now it will be the original shooter who was fouled, Julie McMurray, to go to the free throw line for her charity tosses. Rattles that one down.
She's an 80% free throw shooter, so they've got some kids that can put the ball in.
Una goes out. Here comes Starla Williams, and now Chris Paul is having a one-on-one conversation with Julianne Una about keeping your cool. There's a free throw that's off the mark by McMurray, and again they scrum to the floor battling for the ball, and Hannah Tiki comes away with it, and she starts running the floor. Tiki dishes over to Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Hillary O'Connell open for 3. Got it!
That's her shot.
O'Connell has her first bucket of the game, and it's a 3-pointer. Dons go back on top, 25-21 at the 7:40 mark of this opening half. Nakayama gets it over to Beeman, comes back up Heiderson. Now they go left to Grimm. Grimm dribbles right, tries to weave down the lane. Starla Williams cuts her off, open for the baseline jumper, and hitting at that time is Holly Beeman. Beeman's first bucket. And now it's a 2-point game. Dons up 25-23. Jonna Lewis Carlisle, shakes free of Nakayama, puts the shot up a little too strong off the back of the rim. Rebound is pulled out of there, and here comes Utah Valley State. Beeman dishes off to Rebecca Peterson. Her 3-ball is off the mark and cleared out of there by Jonna Lewis Carlisle, and Chris Paul says, let's slow this down. Under 7 minutes to go in the opening half as Jonna Lewis Carlisle just crosses center court. Working on Nakayama, now works right. Tries to rub off an Edwards screen. Tiki back out to Jonna Lewis. Carlisle. They get it down to Edwards, and she is fouled. Reaching over her, I believe, is McMurray.
Or Graham, maybe. Yep.
They'll give it to McMurray.
Yeah.
That's her first personal foul. And we have a timeout on the floor with 6:40 to go in this opening half. IPFW leads Utah Valley State 25-23. This is IPFW basketball on College 5.
Mom, Dad, you know we love kids, and I've made a decision that will totally change my life. Cameron's too. It's a huge responsibility, leading someone into, who knows, communication or science or math. That's what life's all about, right? Learning so you can pass on knowledge to younger minds. Dad, Mom, I want to be a teacher.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Life is good, but with a master's degree from IPFW, it could be even better. You could land a promotion, earn more money, become a leader in your field. And IPFW makes it easy. With affordable tuition, night and weekend classes, and more than 20 graduate programs from business to education to public affairs and more. Become the master of your future. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. Your graduate university.
Dave Skelton and Ken Horman back at the Gate Center. There's Hannah Tiki, the talented freshman, spotting up for a 16-footer. Little runner off her drive, and Tiki, one of these talented freshmen the Dons have. Hannah's out of Kokomo. Now IPFW inbounds. Jonna Lewis Carlisle tosses up high to O'Connell. JLC gets it back. They get it down to Sam Edwards. Kicked back out to Carlisle. Now she drives, puts up the jumper, and it's off the mark. Rebound is pulled out of there by Ashley Grimm, and here come the Wolverines trying to work the floor. Chance to tie or take the lead with a three-pointer. Nakayama, and she is fouled by Jonna Lewis Carlisle.
Yeah, Jonna got a little careless there. What do they say? You play defense with your feet and not your hands?
Yeah. Good point, Doc. And fouls could become a bit of a problem for IPFW. Ashley Johnson, Jonna Lewis Carlisle, Liselot Malfay, Julianne Una, all with 2 fouls in this ball game. And now, Asumi Nakayama, rattles the 1-and-1 down. Boy, she used about every inch of the rim.
She didn't miss any of it.
Freshman out of Japan. Doc, you're right. This team also has some talented freshmen. And she hits that free throw. It's a pretty good free throw shooting team as well. And now we're tied at 25 apiece as we approach the 6-minute mark of the first half. Jonna Lewis Carlisle being guarded by Nakayama. O'Connell for the 3 ball. Too strong off the rim, and the rebound is pulled out of there, and here comes Holly Beeman. Flashes it ahead to McMurray. McMurray goes baseline, cut off by a couple of Dons, but McMurray says, I don't care, shoots it over O'Connell.
It's a nice strong move by McMurray.
And McMurray has made her presence felt since she entered this game. She has 10 points off the bench, 20-25, Utah Valley State. Tiki on the wing, gets it up high to Tina Moen. They work it around the perimeter. Sam Edwards looking for a cutter. Well, she starts her dribble right. Cut off by Grimm, comes back up high to Tiki. About 5.5 minutes to go, and 7 on the shot clock. Long three-pointer, Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Her second triple, and the Dons go back up by 1, 28-27. Ashley Grimm working on Edwards. Obst has the ball poked away. Now it's on the floor. That was good defense by Tiki, and the quick hands of Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Fires it ahead to Tina Moen. Moen almost travels. Boy, is she ever being hounded by Peterson. Gets it to Hillary O'Connell. Wing to Tiki, long triple. Got it! Hannah Tiki for 3!
That'll call for a timeout by Coach Nixon.
Back-to-back threes by the Dons, and IPFW goes ahead 31-27 with a tick over 5 minutes to go in this first half. Well, Mastodon basketball fans, you can keep up with the women's basketball program each week through the season. Tune into the Chris Paul Show weekdays at 6:30 p.m., Fridays at 5:30 p.m., and Saturdays at 12:30 right here on College 5. Coach Paul is joined by host Mike Moss and reviews recent games, talks with players and guests, previews upcoming games. Chris Paul Show, who does look nothing like Dane 5, Wednesdays at 6:30, Fridays at 5:30, Saturdays at 12:30 on College 5. And there again you saw that long three-pointer by Hickey, the freshman out of Kokomo, and I think the Dons like shooting that three-ball, Doc.
Yeah, they do.
31-27. Now let's see what kind of an answer that Utah Valley State has as Nakayama comes right to Holly Beeman. Beeman taking a look, starts her dribble right, does not come off the Grimm screen, gets it in the hands of Rebecca Peterson, guarded by O'Connell. Dons are really trying to dial up that defensive pressure. That time Peterson puts up an ill-advised triple, and the rebound is corralled by Ashley Johnson. 4.5 to go in the first half. Dons with the ball in the 4-point lead, 31-27. AJ drives, a lot of contact, misses the shot. No foul call. The rebound is grabbed by AJ. Now here comes Moen as she drives on Peterson, puts the jumper over and rattles it down. Good play by Tina Moen.
Nice move. Turnaround jumper and buried it.
Moen with 4 points, and the Dons up by 6, 33-27. As we approach the 4-minute mark of this opening half. Peterson bounce pass, gets it in. Grimm up along traffic. Boy, a lot of contact with Edwards and also Moen. Edwards and Grimm wrestle for the ball. They're going to call it a jump, and it will still be Utah Valley State ball.
Grimm's a strong young lady. She lifted Edwards right off the floor.
Well, we reach our media timeout at the 4-minute mark, and 3:56 to go in this opening half. The Dons now lead by 6, 33-27. This is IPFW basketball on College 5.
Do you have everything you need? Paper, pencils?
We only ask that you do your best. And make you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Warning, ruthless invaders are among us, and the future of fishing depends on stopping them dead. Only you can prevent invasive species from spreading before it's too late. Inspect, clean, and drain your boat, motor, and live wells, and properly dispose of invasive species on land, not back in the water. Stop these evil menaces from taking over and threatening our precious outdoor heritage. Inspect, clean, and drain. Do your part to halt the silent invasion.
Dave Skelton and Ken Horman back at the Gate Center. Just under 4 minutes to go in this first half. IPFW leading Utah Valley State 33-27. And here's Tina Moen. Boy, she's guarded pretty heavily that time, but Rebecca Peterson just turns, puts the shot right over, knocks it down. Now back to live action, and Peterson inbounds the ball to Nakayama. Loops it into a new entry, Susie Corneo. Now Corneo back to Nakayama. The Dons have really dialed up this defensive intensity. Shot clock down to 18. Nakayama drives the lane, loops it, and the pass was intended for Ashley Grimm, and that'll be another turnover. Doc, you discovered during the break, it looks like IPFW doing a great job of taking care of the ball while Utah Valley State is slipping a bit.
The turnovers are mounting. Plus, on a play like that last one, they were probably used to throwing that into Fairbanks, and she wasn't there.
Yeah, you're right. Now Moen with another jumper, and Tina Moen. I think Tina plays a little better when people are bumping her a little bit.
Yeah, actually it's pretty good defense.
Quick the other way is the transition. Corneo misses the jumper. It's one and done again for Utah Valley State. Here come the Dons running the floor. Jonna Lewis Carlisle back to Ashley Johnson. Boy, JLC hits the deck. Now they get it back to AJ as we get down to the 3-minute mark of this first half. Dons have just committed 3 turnovers, 9 for Utah Valley State. Moen leans in for the jumper, rolls off the rim, off the backboard, and the rebound is cleared out of there by Ashley Grimm. Nakayama ahead. McReynolds, and McReynolds travels. There is turnover number 10.
Yeah.
Now, Doc, you bring up an excellent point for those just joining us. The leading scorer for Utah Valley State, Robin Fairbanks, the Canadian, who averages over 24 points a game, plus 9 boards a game, left early with 2 quick personal fouls. And she had 5 points. McReynolds, or I should say McMurray, has fortunately picked up some of that slack coming off the bench. But the Dons have the point advantage now and the basketball at the 2:40 mark of the first half. Now Jonna Lewis Carlisle to Hannah Tiki. Tiki being worked on by Corneo, and she was trying to flash the pass down low, but Sam Edwards didn't see it coming, so the Dons have the turnover there, and it's back in the hands of Utah Valley State.
Yeah, they've slowly this lead up to 8.
She's fouled by Sam Edwards, and Edwards hits the deck heavily as Sam commits her second personal foul. Well, you have 5 Lady Dons: Johnson, Lewis Carlisle, Malfay, One, and now Edwards with 2 fouls.
Yeah, that could become a factor as this game grows along.
Ashley Grimm to shoot the free throw. It's in front of the rim, off the glass and through. The old shooter's roll. Malfay checks in. Sam Edwards will take a seat. Chris Paul does not want to see Samantha pick up that third personal here in the later stages of the opening half. Grimm. Well, it's the same type. If anything, she's consistent in front of the rim, glass and through.
She's got it down perfectly.
Cuts the Dons lead to 6 at 35-29. Now Courtney Reed, who checked back in, comes right to Tiki. So you now have the freshman backcourt with Reed and Tiki. 3 freshmen out there. Malfay, he gets it into Moen, and Moen again draws the contact. Even though she misses, she does draw the personal foul. Let's see if that's on Peterson, and it is.
It's good to see Tina Moen play a little more aggressively on the offensive end.
Moen, the sophomore out of Oslo, Norway. Deep knee bend as she eyes the free throw and hits it. You know, it's interesting, Doc, because I think early in the season compared to last year, I think Tina's minutes were down, and maybe because you had so many of these freshmen who were taking up playing time on the floor. But Tina off the bench has 8 points. And I think she has kind of picked up her level of play and her confidence.
Yes, she has, particularly January and February now.
McMurray goes baseline, dishes the pass to Peterson. Her 3 ball is off the mark, and the rebound is pulled down by Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Now 1:45 to go in the first half. IPFW back up by 8. Courtney Reed, quick glance to Chris Paul. I think right now Chris is happy with the way the tempo is being dictated by IPFW. Pass goes to Jonna Lewis Carlisle. She drives and banks it off the glass. Great pass by Tina Moen, and JLC drives and banks it in. Dons with their biggest lead at 10, 39-29 with 1:20 to go in the first half.
Yeah, they don't want to let the Wolverines back in now before halftime.
And Nakayama will back it out. She takes a look at her coach, Kathy Nixon, to get a play. Comes across to Rebecca Peterson, who comes out to Corneo. Now Nakayama drives, tries to kick the pass into the corner. Boy, that was a wild pass, and off the hands of Julie McMurray and out of bounds. Another turnover committed by Utah Valley State.
Yeah, the Wolverines look just a little bit out of sync with, and again, your 2 leading scorers being on the bench. That can happen.
Starla Williams checked in to give Malfay a breather with a minute to go here in the half, and again, to avoid possibly picking up a third personal. Reed starts left, crosses over, now comes right, and we have just a little touch foul called on McMurray. Wow. Yeah. Now, considering these officials have really let the ladies play and just flat out bang, that was a rather thinly called foul there, and that will send Courtney Reed to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. Reed, the 5'7" freshman out of Fort Laramie, Ohio, and rattles that first free throw down. That's Courtney's first point.
She watched to see how Utah Valley was shooting their free throws and shot one just like it.
And has a chance to put her team up by a dozen, and she does. Well, the Dons have shot free throws well here in the first half. 41-29 now, and they're again applying the full court pressure to break up the rhythm of Utah Valley State. Now the ball's in the corner. Cornell free throw line for a 1-and-1. Reed, the 5'7" freshman out of Fort Laramie, Ohio, and rattles that first free throw down. That's Courtney's first point.
She watched to see how Utah Valley was shooting their free throws and shot one just like it.
And has a chance to put her team up by a dozen, and she does. Well, the Dons have shot free throws well here in the first half. 41-29 now, and they're again applying the full court pressure to break up the rhythm of Utah Valley State. Now the ball's in the corner. Cornell kicks it back out high to Nakayama. They come to Holly Beeman on the right wing. Reed is there to defend. To Ashley Grimm. They come left. Nakayama, 3 on the way. Got it.
I think that's their first field goal in about the last 7 minutes.
Asume Nakayama makes it a 9-point game, 41-32, down to the final 18 seconds of this first half. Dons will play for the last shot. Chris Paul is yelling out instructions. 3 on the way by Tiki, and she got it. Hannah Tiki for 3, her second triple. Well, so much for the last shot, but let's see now if Utah Valley State can get one off. The ball's on the floor at the buzzer. Good defense by the Dons, and IPFW a very strongly played first half. As the opening 20 minutes, IPFW leads Utah Valley State by a dozen, 44-32. We'll be back with halftime. This is IPFW Mastodon Basketball on College 5.
I guess I'm like most kids. I work hard, I go to class, and I want a degree that's going to mean something. I had offers from other universities, but I wanted the best out of my college choice. I wanted a great education and the campus life to go with it. Student housing, Division I sports, I found it all right here at IPFW. Hey, this is my university, my life, so it's got to feel right. I'm really glad I chose IPFW. I love it here. Go to their website.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Nothing gets my blood pumping more than a packed stadium, fans cheering, and the swish of a perfect basket. When I was diagnosed with colon cancer, it became an eerie silence. Early detection helped me, and it can help you too. Today, colon cancer can be treated with minimally invasive surgery, which will get you back in the game sooner than open surgery. I want you to meet my friend, Dr. Michael Harris, who's joined me in the fight.
Good one, Coach. Each year, more than 145,000 Americans will be diagnosed with colon cancer. It's the second largest cancer killer in the United States, but it doesn't have to be. Colon cancer is preventable, treatable, and if found early enough, beatable. If you are over 50 or have a family history of colon cancer, speak to your doctor, get screened, and understand your treatment options. Heads up, Coach.
Visit mybluestar.org and pass it on.
Salam.
Jam.
Salam. Hewa.
Rede.
Apa? Mir. Shanti. Yep, Changyok.
We all want the same thing. Peace. And Rotary clubs are making it happen. Through international scholarships for young people to promote peace and understanding around the world. Rotary. Humanity in motion.
Pizza! I must eat. Wait, what is this? Capsicum annum? Agaricus bisporus? Allium cepa?
Can we eat this?
Peppers, mushrooms, and onions. Eat your pizza, man.
Funny.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Along with Dave Skelton, Ken Horman here on College 5, halftime of this afternoon's women's collegiate basketball game between homestanding IPFW and visiting Utah Valley State. IPFW, Doc, enjoying that 44-32 halftime lead, and I think you hit it on the head. Really, after maybe a bit of a slow start, IPFW started to take control. They really took control of the tempo with a little bit of backcourt pressure on Utah Valley State, but they took better care of the basketball.
They have taken excellent care of the basketball. They have only 4 turnovers, and Utah Valley has 11. Now, Utah Valley's been giving them a rough time on the backboards, but the rebounding gap has closed a little bit here in the last couple of minutes.
Well, you talk about basketball at its finest, and this is something I've always enjoyed, and the fans, especially the young ones here at the Gate Center, are really enjoying a mascot basketball game here at halftime. And I'll tell you, the thing that's great about mascot basketball, you talk about taking care of the ball, it's really tough for a lot of these mascots to take care of the basketball because many of them just don't have good hands with which to handle the ball. There's the big boy getting blasted by the taco. Big boy is down. Of course, we have Don and Donna here. Icy the Eagle. There's Wendy. You can't pick on Wendy. The Money Monkey.
They do remarkably well under the circumstances.
We have Little Caesar here. Here comes Wendy driving on Icy and just misses the shot. I'll tell you, this has it all. We even have our interim women's soccer head coach, Jenny Moppert, is our official. Well, it's a great time here at the Gates Center. And
we got a fast break going.
I'm not sure. Oh, he does. Well, Little Caesar. And he looks for some high fives from the crowd. Well, I was hoping for a dunk.
Yeah, well, he might have trouble getting that all off of the floor.
Yeah, I'm guessing the nose might hold him down just a little bit. Hey, you got to feel for the Arby's oven mitt, because you talk about hands. Well, the Arby's oven mitt has no hands. Now, who's going to guard Wendy? Big boy picking on Wendy. Well, I guess that is competition there. And the taco took it right in the grill. Well, you got to love Icy the Eagle. Oh, Wendy's going after the bird. And a whistle blows. And they're going to take it the other way. Jenny Moppert, who's officiating. Jenny knows her basketball. She was on a couple of state champions in her high school days at Bishop Luers.
Yeah.
But an outstanding soccer player. Interim head coach of the IPFW women's soccer program. Quick inbounds to Wendy, and she scores.
Not a bad look for Wendy there.
Oh, and I believe it's 2-2. Oh, it clips right by the Don's ear. Wendy with the steal. Shoots over Icy. Oh, it misses it. It's tough for the taco, who has a tough time keeping its feet.
Yeah, he did well just to stay upright.
Oh, look out for the Money Monkey. The Money Monkey sneaking in. But wait a second. It's the long outlet pass. Can Little Caesar get it? Oh, the U.S. Cellular phone goes to the floor. Now Big Boy putting up a shot. That misses everything. Now Don has a little trouble with the trunk, interfering with grabbing the ball.
But he saved the ball right on the end line.
Oh, Donna looking for the fast court break. No, this is true. No, they're gonna hide it in the Arby's oven mitt. And I think Coach Moppert has called a technical foul.
You talk about it.
She's looking for the ball. The ball is hidden. It's the hidden ball trick. And now the Arby's oven mitt finally coughs it up. Uh-oh, I think we're going to have a technical free throw being shot. Yep, Coach Moppert called a technical. Icy was called for the technical for hiding the ball, and Donna will shoot the free throw. Let's see now. It's all in the trunk. Oh, the Money Monkey trying to interfere.
Yeah.
So the Money Monkey is shooed away. Now we've got a lot of kids here today from our local Boys and Girls Club, and they are really enjoying this. Donna, well, 15 feet away, puts it up about 12 feet.
Give her a step forward and let her have another shot.
Tries the underhand Rick Barry approach. Oh, it just misses. Well, again, we're at halftime here of this afternoon's women's college basketball game between IPFW and Utah Valley State. The Lady Dons leading 44-32. And you're watching mascot basketball during our intermission. We'll take a break and be back with more. This is IPFW basketball on College 5.
Class size is small. I've gone away to a college with a beautiful campus.
I've gone away to a college that cares about diversity.
I've gone away to a college where I get to live in my own apartment instead of living in a dorm room.
I've gone away to a college that really isn't that far away at all.
Go to IPFW.
IPFW.
I go to IPFW.
To find out more about college life at IPFW, go to our website. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Living with diabetes is the pits. When I wake up, the first thing I have to do is check my blood sugar. I just want to feel like all the other kids without pricking my fingers or injecting myself with insulin.
Diabetes is rough on my whole family.
When I was diagnosed, my mom couldn't stop crying. But imagine a cure.
Right now, as many as 3 million children and adults are living with type 1 diabetes. They will never outgrow it. Some will face complications like kidney failure, blindness, and heart disease. That's why the science the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation is supporting is so critical. Imagine a cure.
Congratulations on the promotion.
I hope you're saving the extra money.
You gotta put it in stocks.
If you want to get ahead.
No, buns.
And CDs.
Way to go. Get it balanced.
Stick it under the mattress.
Getting plenty of advice, but not enough facts? Visit saveandinvest.org. No confusing advice, no sales pitch. Just unbiased information and tools to help you manage your money with confidence. Saveandinvest.org.
Are you in there? What's up? The show's at 7. Whoa.
Try to stay fresh because it's been a fast-paced game.
Now take a look at some of the first half numbers. Field goals, Utah Valley State 9 for 26, IPFW 15 out of 34, so the pitch favoring the Dons at over 44% to just about 35% for Utah Valley State. Three-pointers, the Wolverines rather tepid, 3 for 14, the Dons 5 for 8. Free throws, both teams doing a pretty good job. Utah Valley State 11 out of 14, the Dons 9 out of 10. 7 assists for Utah Valley State to 5 for IPFW. Even though Utah Valley State is leading the rebound battle 21-17, IPFW has really held its own underneath the boards. Steals, 2 for Utah Valley State, 3 for IPFW, but I think a very important number, 11 turnovers for Utah Valley State, just 4 for IPFW. Well, scoring leaders, Julie McMurray off the bench has scored 10 points to lead Utah Valley State, and that is really important because Robin Fairbanks, who averages over 24 a game, had to leave early with 2 quick personal fouls. She only has 5 points. And Asumi Nakayama also off the bench, the freshman out of Japan, 5 points. Jonna Lewis Carlisle leading the way for IPFW with 15. Tina Moen off the bench, Doc, playing well with 8 points, and Hillary O'Connell also with 8 points for the Lady Dons. Now taking a look at some of our first half highlights, Utah Valley State with the basketball, and that is Robin Fairbanks, who got things started with a three-pointer, but back the other way, here come the Dons. Jonna Lewis Carlisle drawing the contact, banking it in and hitting the bucket, and then later, here she comes again, but this time kicking it off to Ashley Johnson, who knifes past Fairbanks and banks it in. So the penetration of the guards, again, doing a great job, and then the great defense by IPFW as Ashley Johnson, first with the interception, drives in, score it, and also drew the foul there on Holly Beeman. And this is just what the guards do. Again, driving, slashing, penetrating. Ashley Johnson driving ahead. There is Nakayama firing a pass, and Rebecca Peterson lays it in that time, back the other way. This is a transition game as Fairbanks also gets the entry pass. But the Dons, sharp shooting from outside. There you saw Julianne Una, and then Tina Moen off the bench for 8 points, spots up, and she knocks down the jumper over her defender. The Dons, when they run the floor, can really get the job done. Jonna Lewis Carlisle, a little crossover. She hoists up a 3-ball. So IPFW, I think, really having the better of the perimeter game, and when they were able to stop Utah Valley State from running and get them in a half-court offense, that did create some problems. But there is the big Julie McMurray off the bench with 10 points, but the Dons always seem to have the answer, maybe a little more depth than that freshman, Hannah Tiki, again with that big jumper. Well, the team's back on the floor, and we'll be ready for second half action. IPFW on top of Utah Valley State 44-32. This is women's basketball on College 5.
You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales, you're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
When it comes to dogs, cats, and kids, sharing just comes naturally. They share their toys, their beds, even their favorite snacks. But pets and people can share other things as well, like disease, Zoonotic diseases are illnesses that can be transmitted from animals to humans, like leptospirosis, or diseases that affect both people and pets, like Lyme disease. Fortunately, you can help reduce the risk by visiting your veterinarian. Your veterinarian can help protect against zoonotic disease and potentially harmful parasites. Most important, a wellness exam from your veterinarian twice a year can help detect, treat, or prevent health problems before they become serious. So share affection, not illness, and ask your veterinarian about zoonotic disease protection for all your loved ones. A message from the American Veterinary Medical Association and your local veterinarians.
Each year, more than 145,000 Americans will be diagnosed with colon cancer. It's the second largest cancer killer in the United States, but it doesn't have to be. Colon cancer is preventable, treatable, and if found early enough, beatable. If you're over 50 or have a family history of colon cancer, speak to your doctor, get screened, and understand your treatment options. Heads up, Coach.
Visit mybluestar.org and pass it on.
Dave Skelton and Ken Horman back at the Gate Center on the campus of IPFW here in Fort Wayne. Set to start the second half. IPFW leading Utah Valley State 44-32. And
Dons will open with the basketball.
Yep. Chris Paul, enthusiastic as always, and we're set to begin second half action with the Dons up by 12. John Lewis Carlisle crosses over. The little runner, a little too strong off the back of the rim, and the rebound is pulled out of there by Holly Beam. Well, the first 5 minutes of that second half will be very important, and very quickly we have a whistle away from the basketball, and
there's
actually
loose basketball. That's that one that Little Caesar couldn't find a while ago.
There it was, just sitting harmlessly at the end of the court, but you have to have everything clear back there, and now we're set to go, and here comes Utah Valley State back the other way. Holly Beeman starts right, lobs it down low, and she scores, and that's something that the Wolverines will have to have immediately, is getting Robin Fairbanks on track and keeping her out of foul trouble if there'll be any kind of a rally at all by Utah Valley State. 10-point game. Don still up. John Lewis Carlisle started right, goes left, loses Marvin, lobs it down into Sam Edwards, who's working on Grimm. Malfay fakes, gets it back down to Edwards. Edwards loops around to Grimm, misses, but draws the personal foul. That'll be on Ashley Grimm, and that'll be her first personal and the first of the second half on Utah Valley State.
Yeah, the bad news on those two players that had to sit out a lot of the first half, and now they can come back, they're going to be well rested.
Yes, they will. Here's Samantha Edwards, the freshman out of Okemos, Michigan, hits the first free throw. And Julie McMurray comes in for Ashley Grimm, so you'll have now McMurray and Fairbanks both in this Utah Valley State lineup. They will be tall down low. Dons have shot free throws very well. Edwards has a pair. Those are Sam's first 2 points of the game. She usually averages around 8. And IPFW up 46-34. We've played about a minute of this second half. Now McMurray comes left to Peterson. Peterson on the wing, gets it down low to Marvin. Lobs it down to Fairbanks. Fairbanks goes up and scores. Boy, I'll tell you, it's no contest like that.
That's the move we saw 3 or 4 times in the first half, but it was not Fairbanks to receive it.
Now it's 46-36. Malfay from 18. Got it. Oh, Lieselot Malfay. Boy, there was a confident shot, and Lieselot has her first bucket of the game. Don's back up by 12 as we've played this opening minute and a half of the second half. Now it's Beeman down to Fairbanks. Well, I'll tell you, the Dons have really lost Robin Fairbanks down low, and she has 6 quick points here in the second half.
And the Wolverines are looking for her every time down.
10-point game. O'Connell comes right. Ashley Johnson into Malfay. Malfay over Fairbanks, a little too strongly off the glass. And here comes the Wolverines running the floor. Marvin just drives, lays it in. Great drive by Sandy Marvin. I have a feeling Chris Paul is going to call a timeout as soon as the Dons cross center court. He does. That'll be a 30-second timeout. And just like that, red-hot Utah Valley State, the inside game of Robin Fairbanks, and then the quick driving play of Sandy Marvin, and all of a sudden IPFW's lead is down to 8, 48-40. Well, you can keep up with the women's basketball team each week through the season. Tune into the Chris Paul Show Wednesdays at 6:30, Fridays at 5:30, and Saturdays at 12:30 right here in College 5. Coach Paul, joined by host Mike Moss, and they review the recent games, talk with players and guests, and then they preview the upcoming games. That's the Chris Paul Show, Wednesdays at 6:30, Fridays at 5:30, Saturdays at 12:30, right here on College 5.
Utah Valley has opened this second half the same way they opened the ball game, in high gear.
And Robin Fairbanks, who had to leave early with 2 personal fouls and had just 5 points in the first half, now has 11 points, 6 quickies, and they were just uncontested 2-footers down low. Good entry passes, but somebody is losing a defensive assignment underneath, and I think that's what Chris Paul and assistant Mahogany Green were really working his kids on during that timeout, telling Lieselot Malfay and Sam Edwards, you have to know where Robin Fairbanks is. Now here come the Dons. Ashley Johnson, guarded by Beeman, crosses over, down the lane, travels. Oh, they're going to call a foul. They're going to call a touch foul, I believe, on Holly Beeman.
I'll be darned.
Well, I spoke a little too quickly. I saw both the feet shuffle.
Yeah.
That's the second on Holly Beeman. Now it's Sam Edwards driving the lane and leaning in, making the jumper. Nice move by Sam. At Sam's first field goal, she has 4 points, and the Dons go back on top 50-40. And we've played 2.5 minutes of this second half. Now Beeman methodically going right. They loop it down to Fairbanks as she goes up for the shot. This time she misses, but she draws the foul. And that will be on Malfay. Lieselot Malfay has her 3rd personal. Well, you can tell right now, Kathy Nixon, the coach of Utah Valley State's plan for the second half is the Dons will get a steady dose of Robin Fairbanks.
Yeah, they're going to go to their bread and butter. And it almost looked like the Dons' defense that time came out in its zone.
And this is the first free throw. This is the first time Fairbanks has been to the free throw line. Robin Fairbanks, the 6'1 sophomore out of Raymond, Alberta, and misses the second free throw. Dons have the basketball, and here comes Ashley Johnson. She's looking right at her bench, so she gets the signal from Chris Paul. Starts right, gives to Hillary O'Connell. Now Hillary comes up to Malfay. Malfay thinks about it, but Fairbanks is all over her. Now she drives, kicks it off into the left corner. Here comes Edwards, drives, leans, drops it down to Malfay, and Lieselot gets the lay-in to go.
Nice pass from out front.
Great play by Sammy Edwards with a beautiful little dish to Malfay, who has the bucket. Dons go back on top by 12, 52-40. They get it down low. This time McMurray reverse lay-in, misses a little too far underneath. Dons have the rebound. Malfay leaves for Jonna Lewis Carlisle. JLC loops to Lieselot. She can hit that 18-footer, but decides no. Bounce pass to Jonna Lewis Carlisle, cut off by Marvin. Now she spots up from 16. Off the rim, off the backboard. Fairbanks clears for Utah Valley State. Here comes Beeman running the floor. Bounce pass goes to McMurray. They get it into the corner to Peterson. Come up to the top of the key to Marvin. Down low to McMurray. She bumps off of Malfay and then is grabbed by O'Connell. So Hillary will have the personal foul, and that will be the first on Hillary. Well, we have Tina Moen checking in for Lisa Lay. So you have Norway replacing Belgium in the Dons lineup.
Yeah.
And it'll be a quick inbounds pass to Peterson. Spots up for the jumper, misses. And cleared out of there, it's Ashley Johnson. And here she comes leading the Don attack to Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Nakayama cuts her off. Now Jonna Lewis tries to come off the Moen screen. Back to Tina. Tina working on Ashley Grimm, works to her left, back to Hillary O'Connell. Now left it comes to Ashley Johnson. Shot clock is down to 10. AJ drives, gets it to Edwards along the baseline. Sam hits it. Edwards heating up in the second half. She now has 6 points. But quickly back the other way. Marvin, kind of a loose pass, corralled by Peterson. Nakayama, top of the key, flashes the signal. Now they go to Julie McMurray, right. Back to Nakayama. Nakayama starts her drive, but has to back it off with tenacious defense by Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Results in the errant pass, intercepted by Johnson. Ahead to Jonna Lewis. Dishes off, driving in is Ashley. She lays it in.
Very quietly, that lead has gone up to 16.
And now it's a 30-second timeout called by Kathy Nixon. Well, they had it down to 8, and IPFW pumps it right back up to 16. 16 is the magic number. With 16:16 to go, the Dons lead by 16. Now for tickets to IPFW athletic events, call 260-481-6000. That's 260-481-6000. Or go to the IPFW Athletics website at www.gomastodons.com. Tickets available for individual events. There are ticket packages for both the men's and women's basketball seasons. Again, 260-481-6000 or online at gomastodons.com. And, of course, discounts for Royal Dons Club members. Now Ashley Johnson flips it ahead to Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Great little two-woman game here. JLC back to AJ, who leans in and lays it in. And Dons fans have seen a lot of that over the years, and boy, have they ever enjoyed it with Jonna Lewis Carlisle and Ashley Johnson.
She's having a great career.
And here comes some of that full court pressure just to kind of throw Utah Valley State off its rhythm. They get it ahead to Marvin. Comes right to Peterson, back up to Marvin. Marvin spins, but AJ cuts her off, and she travels. Great defense by Ashley Johnson creates another turnover by Utah Valley State. Well, we've got a timeout on the floor with 15 minutes and 1 second to go in the game. The Dons lead 56-40. This is IPFW women's basketball on College 5.
Mom, Dad, you know we love kids, and I've made a decision that will totally change my life. Cameron's too. It's a huge responsibility, leading someone into, who knows, communication or science or math. That's what life's all about, right? Learning so you can pass on knowledge to younger minds. Dad, Mom, I want to be a teacher.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Life is good, but with a master's degree from IPFW, it could be even better. You could land a promotion, earn more money, become a leader in your field. And IPFW makes it easy. With affordable tuition, night and weekend classes, and more than 20 graduate programs from business to education to public affairs and more. Become the master of your future. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. Your graduate university.
Along with Dave Skelton, Ken Horman back at the Gates Center, 15 minutes and a tick to go in this game. IPFW leading 56-40. Doc, kind of a tale of the tape. You talk about taking care of the ball. 13 turnovers for Utah Valley State, just 4 for the Dons. And the Dons have scored 16 points off of those turnovers to just 6 for the Wolverines.
Yeah, they've done a really nice job with the ball, getting it set up, taking good shots.
Yeah, that's the key. They've not only taken care of the ball, but they have worked for the good shot. Not much panic, not many rush shots. And back the other way as the Dons try to get the ball in the hands of Jonna Lewis Carlisle. It's poked out of bounds. Ashley Johnson will inbound in the corner in front of her own bench. Takes a look, fires it out high to Hillary O'Connell. Gets it back in the hands of Ashley Johnson, defended by Nakayama. Bounce pass to Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Deep three. That's too strong off the back of the rim, and Fairbanks clears for Utah Valley State ahead to Nakayama. Now left corner, here comes Marvin driving. Races past her defender, Edwards misses but gets her own rebound. Now here's Fairbanks for three. Too strong. Fairbanks goes after the board, gets it, goes up over Moen, and misses the shot but draws the personal. Now there's a couple of second chance opportunities for Utah Valley State, and Tina Moen draws the personal.
Two different players took a shot, rebounded their own shot, and kept things alive. Robin Fairbanks will now try the free throw line.
She was there earlier and missed both. This one she rattles down. Fairbanks averaging over 24 points a game. Hillary O'Connell checks out. Hannah Tiki is back in. And she averages over 9 rebounds a game, but she was held to 5 first-half points. She sat most of the first half after collecting a couple of quick personal fouls. Second free throw, she gets that one. And the Dons lead is cut to 56-42 as we wind down to 14 minutes to go in the second half. Ashley Johnson in no particular hurry as she crosses center court, takes a look, gives to Tiki. Comes back, Ashley Ashley starts her drive down the lane, cut off by Marvin and also by Nakayama. They get it to Tina Moen. Oh, the jumper goes 3/4 the way down, rolls out, and as Ashley Johnson goes for the rebound, I believe she was shoved underneath. And the personal foul
is on
Marvin.
Her third.
She now has the third. Personal, you're right, Doc. And now Ashley will trigger under her own basket. It squirts past Edwards, but is tracked down by Carlisle. Now back to Sam Edwards, who leaves for Ashley Johnson. AJ being pursued by Nakayama. Ashley takes a look. Spots up for the jumper, and she hits it. Well, Ashley decided I'll do a little one-on-one, and she's got the jumper back to a 16-point lead. They get behind the Dons defense. Fairbanks misses the lay-in, tries it for the putback, but she's fouled.
Yeah, Hannah Tiki got her from behind, but that might have been a good foul. Didn't give up the easy two.
Tiki with her first personal. Well, Robin Fairbanks, boy, she was wide open again.
Yeah.
She got behind the defense, missed the easy gimme, but did get her rebound. Comes back to Tiki, 3 on the way. That's too strong off the back plate, and Moen trying to get the rebound. Over the back of Julie McMurray, and Tina has her second personal foul. Lead is still 15. Chris Paul continues to clap encouragement to his players. Inbounds pass kind of surprised Nakayama, who flips it back to Holly Beeman.
She wasn't quite ready for that.
No. And Nakayama gets it to Beeman. Beeman now, boy, I'll tell you, doesn't look like Utah Valley State is playing with much urgency. Baseline jumper too strong that time by Marvin, and Ashley Johnson clears for IPFW. Here come the Dons running the floor. AJ gets it down low, and Malfay, as she took the baseline pass, walked with it. A rare turnover for the Dons, just their 5th. And Courtney Reed will come in to give Ashley Johnson a rest. 12:46 to go in this one, and the Dons have a 15-point lead, 58-43. And really, I'm somewhat surprised. There's a lot of time left in the game, but Utah Valley State is not playing with much urgency. Now a long pass goes to Holly Beeman, comes back out to Nakayama. He holds up a hand to signal a play, goes to Sandy Marvin, back to Nakayama. Kind of a errant pass, but it's run down by Nakayama. They get it to Fairbanks. Shot clock is down to 6. Long 3 by Marvin. That's way off the mark. Fairbanks tries to get the rebound, but taps it out of bounds. And again, the Wolverines' offense was way out of sync.
Yeah, it really is. And they, I think the IPFW coming back now with a little bit of a zone defense has caused them to have to look to see what else they can do.
Courtney Reed comes left to Tiki. We got 3 freshmen on the floor again. Moen with the long jumper, and that's off the mark. Nakayama has it on the weak side. Now they come back, and here comes Marvin. Beeman has plenty of time to load up a 3-pointer. She misses, and there was a tip by McMurray on the rebound. I believe she went over the top. McMurray has her 3rd personal foul. And we have timeout on the floor with 11:53 to go in the ball game. It's still the Dons by 15, 58-43. This is IPFW women's basketball on College 5.
Do you have everything you need? Paper, pencils? We only ask that you do your best. I made you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Salam.
Jam.
Salam. Hewa.
Ride.
Apa?
Pa.
Mir. Shanti.
Niep Changyok Di.
We all want the same thing.
Peace.
And Rotary clubs
Sola.
are making it happen.
Lucky.
Through international scholarships for young people to promote peace and understanding
Latte.
around the world.
Si mi '
Rotary. Humanity in motion.
11 minutes, 53 seconds remain in the basketball game. IPFW on top of Utah Valley State, 58-43. The teams break their respective huddles. Lisa Lott Malfay set to inbound for IPFW, flips it to Ashley Johnson. And here comes AJ heading for center court. Courtney Reed, Tina Moen, and Hannah Tiki also in for IPFW. Now it's AJ trying to come off a Moen screen, but she backs it off, gives to Tina on the wing. Now back to AJ. Comes to Tiki on the right wing. She starts her drive. Bounce pass goes to Ashley Johnson. Shot clock is down to 7. They get it to Malfay. Tiki, as she comes off a screen, gives it to Courtney Reed. She's got to put the shot up, just throws it up there, and it's a shot clock violation. And at that time, some pretty good defense by Utah Valley State closed out the Dons offense.
Well, Utah Valley's coming down and taking a lot of threes, and they've only hit 3 of 17, and they've hit 10 of 20 of the rest of their shots.
I think the memo is you want to work the ball inside and
yeah,
kind of disdain that perimeter shot. Well, Kathy Nixon intently scrutinizing her team to see if they can get back in it. They do go down low. Fairbanks is hacked. That was a good entry pass by Holly Beeman to loop it down, and the foul, I believe, was committed. Well, they're going to say Malfay or Moen. It's Malfay, and Lisa Lott has her 4th foul, and that's one thing I also have noticed, Doc. And I think it's a contribution because that means she's playing physical basketball down, but Lisa Lott has been prone to some foul trouble this season.
Yeah. But at least she's not going to get bounced around underneath there.
Fairbanks hits the free throw. Malfay comes out. Sam Edwards comes in. Now, Robin Fairbanks has become much more of an offensive presence in this second half. Misses the free throw, though. Well, it's been so-so. She's made 4. She's missed 4. Dons lead by 14, 58-44 as the clock winds down to 11 minutes. Tiki starts right, dribbles left, goes down the lane, tries to get the ball to Edwards, and there's a little bit of a wrestling match between McMurray and Edwards. It's a jump, and the ball goes over to Utah Valley State on alternate possession. Well, if Utah Valley State's going to make its run, this will be about the time it'll have to start doing it.
They've got to start soon. It doesn't have to be a real long run, but it's got to be one that whittles it away.
Holly Beeman again holds up the hand, and boy, a pass goes right through the hands of McMurray, but into the waiting hands of Peterson, who goes baseline. Little runner misses, tips it to Marvin. The ball gets loose, and it's run down by Peterson, who started the play. Now they get it back up to Holly Beeman, who again signals a play. Yet a fresh 30 on the clock. 3 on the way by Peterson. Got it. That's a big jumper by Rebecca Peterson. Little fist pump afterwards.
Yeah, and a couple of those will get you back in it in a hurry.
Here come the Wolverines. Let's see if the Dons can answer. Chris Paul's about to go to his bench. Long jumper on the way by Courtney Reed. That misses the mark. Tiki tries to tip it, and she tips it past Peterson and out of bounds. So Jonna Lewis Carlisle will come back in, and Courtney Reed will go to the bench. As we approach the 10-minute mark, Dons could use a stop here and then a basket at the other end. Beeman setting up the play, shoots it down to a wide open Fairbanks. I think she was shocked she was that open.
How'd that ball get down here so easily?
Little hesitation, and Fairbanks scores again. They're making it look too easy, and all of a sudden that Dons lead is 9 at 58-49. This is the run that Utah Valley is making now. Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Oh, just a little bit of a touch foul called on Marvin. She can't believe it, and that is her 4th personal.
The same guy has been calling those touch fouls, so the players are going to have to adjust.
Dons had the 16-point lead, and all of a sudden, Utah Valley State has rallied. Marvin goes out. Ashley Grimm comes back in for the Wolverines. Tiki takes the inbounds pass and leaves for Ashley Johnson, who comes back to Hannah on the right wing. She starts right. Oh, good entry pass to Edwards. Edwards goes up over Fairbanks, draws a foul. Now, will it be on Fairbanks or on Grimm? They're going to say Fairbanks.
Fairbanks, yeah.
3rd foul on Robin Fairbanks, and now Kay Nixon, the coach of the Wolverines, a little bit displeased. She felt that Fairbanks has held her hands straight up and held her ground.
Yeah, I think there was a foul, but I think it might have been the other player.
Samantha Edwards to the free throw line, where she is 2 for 2. Make it 3 for 3. The Dons with sensational free throw shooting, and that has been a factor today. Sammy has her 8th point, so she's right at her scoring average. Dons back up by 11 at 60-49, under 9.5 to play. Holly Beeman crossing center court again. Not exactly rushing the play are the Wolverines. She has to give up her dribble. What a steal that time by John Lewis Carlisle. Here comes JLC, lays it in. What a great steal and lay-in.
Yeah, that's just good hustle. She stayed right with it, put the pressure on, got the ball, and took off.
And now it's back to a 13-point Don lead. There's a pass for Grimm. They get it down to Fairbanks, puts it up over Moen, score it, and the foul on Tina Moen. Good play by Robin Fairbanks, count the basket. Tina Moen has her 3rd personal. So again, here come the Wolverines, scratching and clawing back at the 9-minute mark. O'Connell comes in to replace Hannah Tiki, and Fairbanks goes to the free throw line where it's been a roller coaster ride. She's made 4, she's missed 4. She'll try to complete the 3-point play, and does. Well, Fairbanks all of a sudden has got...
She scored 15 points this half.
Yep, she's gotten red hot here in the second half. She now has 20 for the game. It's a 10-point game. Don's up 62-52. Carlisle gave up her dribble, gets it down to Edwards. Heavy traffic to O'Connell. Here comes the baseline, leans in, and the shot is blocked. Boy, Chris Paul was looking away. Holly Beeman crossing center court again. Not exactly rushing the play are the Wolverines. She has to give up her dribble. What a steal that time by John Lewis Carlisle. Here comes JLC, lays it in. What a great steal and lay-in.
Yeah, that's just good hustle. She stayed right with it, put the pressure on, got the ball, and took off.
And now it's back to a 13-point Don lead. There's a pass for Grimm. They get it down to Fairbanks, puts it up over Moen, score it, and the foul on Tina Moen. Good play by Robin Fairbanks, count the basket. Tina Moen has her 3rd personal. So again, here come the Wolverines, scratching and clawing back at the 9-minute mark. O'Connell comes in to replace Hannah Tiki, and Fairbanks goes to the free throw line where it's been a roller coaster ride. She's made 4, she's missed 4. She'll try to complete the 3-point play, and does. Well, Fairbanks all of a sudden has got...
She scored 15 points this half.
Yep, she's gotten red hot here in the second half. She now has 20 for the game. It's a 10-point game. Don's up 62-52. Carlisle gave up her dribble, gets it down to Edwards. Heavy traffic to O'Connell. Here comes baseline, leans in, and the shot is blocked. Boy, Chris Paul was looking for a foul. Good block by Fairbanks. Now Beeman dishes off to a cutting McMurray, and she's blocked by Moen. Well, they're playing end-to-end. No fouls called at either end. John Lewis Carlisle knifes in, has the ball batted away. Now here's Tina Moen. Gives it up high to Ashley Johnson. AJ, corner for John Lewis Carlisle. 3 on the way. Missed a little short off the rim and tipped out of bounds by Moen. End-to-end action. Don still on top by 10 with 8:16 to go.
That last defensive stop by Tina Moen was great hustle. She got down to stop that easy bucket.
Beeman, who's triggering the point guard most of this second half for Utah Valley State, gets it to McMurray. McMurray starts left, tries to lose Moen, drives off the glass, and good. That's a good aggressive drive by Julie McMurray. And the Dons lead, once 16, is trimmed down to 8, 62-54. Under 8 minutes to go in the second half. Ashley Johnson crosses over, tries to lose Beeman, gives to Moen. Moen flips it back out to John Lewis Carlisle. Sets the screen, JLC for 3, got it! Oh, what a big three-pointer by John Lewis Carlisle!
That's what the zone will do for you.
But back the other way, they dish it off to Peterson. She tries to reverse lay-in underneath. It's off the mark. Edwards clears for the Dons, and here comes John Lewis Carlisle. Little flip pass ahead to Ashley Johnson. 7:20 to go. Don by 11, 65-54. AJ Edwards, she loves her baseline jumper. A little too strong off the back of the rim. They battle for the rebound. A sprint between John Lewis Carlisle and Rebecca Peterson. Last touched, I believe, by IPFW. And we have a timeout on the floor, 7:11 to go in the game. Dons lead 65-54. This is IPFW basketball on College 5.
What's it like when you hear your calling? Will you remember where you were? Will you ignore it? Or will you listen? What if it calls you to go halfway around the world? To share your skills? To serve people you've never met? To do things you never thought you could? What will you do when you hear your calling? Peace Corps, life is calling. How far will you go?
Back at the Gates Center, Dave Skelton and Kent Horman, and here is a great play. John Lewis Carlisle coming off the Moen screen, knocks down a clutch three-pointer, and the Dons back on top by 11. And there's a proud mother, John Lewis Carlisle's mom, in attendance today, and watching her daughter play very, very well.
Yeah, she's having a good day today.
19 points, and the Dons lead 65-54 as we wind down to 7 minutes to go. Peterson over to Nakayama, who's back in. Now they come up and give the ball to McMurray. There's a whistle away from the ball, and there will be a foul on IPFW. Looks like they have Starla Williams for a hold. So Starla has her first personal foul, and that will send Rebecca Peterson to the free throw line.
Could be a lot of free throws attempted in these last 7 minutes.
Peterson is 2 for 2 at the stripe today and hits the front end of the 1-and-1. Well, it's back to a 10-point game, 65-55, with 7 minutes and a tick to go here from the Gates Center. Rebecca Peterson, the junior out of Salinas, California, connects again, and now it's 65-56 with 6:57 to go. Ashley Johnson, Hillary O'Connell starts left, gives it back to AJ, back to Hillary, back to AJ. Loses her defender, little runner, too strong off the back of the rim, and as Edwards tries to get a rebound, she goes heavily to the floor and bumps it out of bounds. So the ball goes back over to Utah Valley State, and now they're trying to run it up the floor with a little more urgency. Peterson.
Yeah, they'll be looking for the first good shot.
Comes across to Nakayama, now back to Sandy Marvin. Now here comes McMurray, tries to spin by Edwards, leans in, banks it in off the glass, and gets the friendly roll. So Julie McMurray makes it a 7-point game, 65-58. Now here comes Ashley Johnson, comes left to O'Connell. They get it down to John Lewis Carlisle. McMurray is all over her, tries to drive baseline, puts up the tough shot, misses, but there'll be a foul called on Utah Valley State. And let's see if they get McMurray. They will. That is McMurray's fourth. And John Lewis Carlisle will go to the free throw line. Another great day for John, 19 points.
McMurray has logged a lot of playing time today.
This is the free throw. Free throw is so important, especially down the stretch.
Yeah, it is now.
Malfay and Una come in. Starla Williams and Sam Edwards come out. And Fairbanks is back in for Utah Valley State. Second free throw, that's too strong. They battle for the rebound, it's tipped out. John Lewis Carlisle has it, and she'll just bring it right back out, give it to Ashley Johnson. Fresh 30 on the shot clock for the Dons. We're down to the 6-minute mark of the second half. Bounce pass by Hillary O'Connell is behind Ashley Johnson. Turnover for IPFW, and a rare one it has been. The Dons have just not turned the ball over much today.
It's only the 6th one for the entire game.
Now,
less than 6 minutes to go.
Now Holly Beeman gets it to Peterson. She turns, puts up the jumper. Oh, it's off the back of the rim, the glass, then the front of the rim. Une has the rebound. She's surrounded by 3 Utah Valley State players, and they create a jump ball. That was Marvin bravely reaching in with her 4 personal fouls, creating the jump ball. Dons retained possession, but now the arrow will go back over to Utah Valley State. Let's see if that becomes a factor. As we approach 5.5 minutes to go, the Dons' lead is down to 7. They need a bucket. Ashley Johnson starts right, comes back left, gets the ball in the hands of Carlisle. Now Malfay kicks it back out. Here comes AJ driving the baseline, her little runner, short off the rim. Rebound is cleared out by Peterson. Now ahead comes Holly Beeman. Peterson weaves it over to Nakayama. They get it down to Fairbanks. Fairbanks kicks it out, and it's a long pass, a little too strong for Holly Beeman. Interesting, Doc, because Fairbanks had a one-on-one with Una and didn't want that. She tried to kick a pass out for a triple in the corner. Too strong, and that's another turnover committed by Utah Valley State.
Yeah, she was about 7 or 8 feet from the basket and had an opportunity to make a move and didn't.
Long 3 by Hillary O'Connell. Kind of a quick shot there by the Dons. They can't control the rebound, and back the other way, here comes Utah Valley State. Holly Beeman, we're under 5 minutes to go. Starts her dribble right, gives it up to Nakayama, back to Beeman. Beeman comes left now to Marvin. Marvin tries to drive on Johnson. She's cut off, spins down the lane, leans in, puts up the tough shot. It won't go. Cleared out of there by Malfay. Now here come the Dons. Ashley Johnson to Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Jonna comes left, spots up for the jumper, hits the rim. Rebound is controlled by Una. Back to Malfay. Malfay to a cutting Carlisle, who kicks it back out to O'Connell. Dumps it back out. Johnson, and Chris Paul takes a 30-second timeout. Now 24 seconds back on the shot clock, because after that ball was missed and Una got the rebound, it was a fresh 30 on the shot clock. IPFW now will talk it over. With 4:19 to go and a 7-point lead. You can get the latest Mastodon scores and stats. They're available on the World Wide Web at GoMastodons.com. Check up on the teams, players, and programs at the official Mastodon Athletics website. That's www.gomastodons.com.
IPFW has a fairly tall lineup in there at the moment, at least playing 2 of their bigger players at the same time.
Well, as we reset the lineups, Julianne One is in, as is Lisa-Lot Malfay. Hannah Tiki, who will inbound the ball right in front of us. Ashley Johnson and Jonna Lewis Carlisle. So at crunch time, you now have 2 freshmen in. AJ takes a look, comes to Jonna Lewis Carlisle on the right wing. Gets it to Malfay. Malfay back to Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Long jumper on the way. It's a 3! Jonna Lewis Carlisle, her 4th three-pointer of the game. And the Dons go back on top by 10, 68-58, under 4 minutes to go. What a shot by Jonna.
The last 2 threes that she had put in had been just critical.
Beeman gets it into Fairbanks. This time she takes it up on Una and draws the foul. That'll be the 3rd foul on Julianne, and Robin Fairbanks goes back to the free throw line. Fairbanks with 20 points, but she is only 5 out of 9 from the free throw line. Well, she's just about got her average, Doc. She averages 24 points and 9 rebounds. She's got 20 points and 9 boards in this one. Hits that free throw.
And there's enough time that 24 may be well within her reach.
Second one on its way, and she has that one. 68-60. Dons lead by 8. Chris Paul again just holds up the hand, kind of a patience type of gesture. Tiki back up to Ashley Johnson. Goes left to Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Back to AJ. Don's just weaving around the perimeter right now. Anna takes a look, gives it back to AJ. Bounce pass goes to Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Jonna starts her drive, and looked like we had a Utah Valley State player reach in. That will be Beeman. Her 3rd personal foul. And that will be a 1-and-1.
1-and-1 for Jonna with a chance to
Now they're going to take the media timeout right now, so with 3:23 to go in the game, IPFW leads Utah Valley State 68-60. This is IPFW basketball on College 5.
Pizza! I must eat. Oh, wait, what is this? Capsicum annum? Agaricus bisporus? Allium cepa?
Can we eat this?
Peppers, mushrooms, and onions. Eat your pizza, man.
Honey.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Parents, there's something you can do to protect your kids from drugs and alcohol. Ground beef with egg, tomato sauce, breadcrumbs, and spices. Bake in an oven-safe pan at 350 for 50 minutes. Serve hot.
This is Jamie Lee Curtis. Children who eat dinner with their families are less likely to smoke, drink, or use drugs. So, have dinner together every day.
Delicious.
A message from CASA, the National Center on Addiction and Substance Abuse at Columbia University.
I think Utah Valley State has their best scoring 5 out there, so they'll have to make their push now.
Donald Lewis Carlisle misses the free throw, and as they go after the rebound, it was last touched by Ashley Johnson, so
she may want to ask if she can shoot them behind the arc.
Yeah, 15 feet, a little too close.
Yeah.
That could be a key miss. Still a lot of time, over 3 minutes to go. Dons with the 8-point advantage. They've led by as many as 16. And Julie McMurray comes off a screen set by Fairbanks. She starts her drive, cut off by Malfay. Now she crosses over, drives, bumps into Malfay, and they're going to call a block on Lisa Lot Malfay, and she's fouled out.
Boy, that's one of those that's tough call. Could go either way. Maybe it's a good no call.
Yeah, I agree there, Doc. Now that'll send Julie McMurray to the free throw line, and Lisa Lott has fouled out. She finishes with 4 points in the basketball game.
She worked hard today.
And 3 rebounds. Here's the replay as McReynolds drives in. Oh, I'll tell you. Now, we always have the benefit of slow motion replay to review it, but I agree with you. I think that could have been a no call, or, well, it's a tough call. The charge or the block is probably one of the toughest judgment calls to make in basketball, and you're a fan watching, you're sitting in the stands, or you have the benefit of watching replay, you can go, well, but the call went the way of McReynolds, and she hits the free throw. McMurray, I should say. Julie McMurray. She's now 4 for 5 from the free throw line and 5 for 6. Good ball game for Julie McMurray off the bench.
She's had a very good game.
Don's lead is down to 6, 68-62, 2:52 to go. McMurray has 16 points off the bench. Now here comes AJ coming to the right. Now weaves left. John Lewis Carlisle, 3 from the wing. That's off the mark, and they chase down the rebound. Ashley Johnson had a hand on it, then lost the handle. Out of bounds it goes. And Utah Valley State still with plenty of time.
Yes, they are. They're at a 2-possession possibility here, and no look of panic on their face.
No, you're exactly correct, Doc. Well, Beeman breaks the modest full-court pressure by firing ahead to Peterson, getting the ball back. Then she leaves to McMurray. McMurray spots up for the triple and hits it.
Look out. Yeah.
Julie McMurray with her second three-pointer of the game, and now 68-65. Dons by 3 with 2:10 to go. Don't go away. What looked to be a pretty safe IPFW lead has dwindled. Now here comes Tiki coming off a screen, gives it back to John Lewis Carlisle, down to Una. Una goes up strongly, misses the shot, but draws the foul. Are they going to get Fairbanks?
I think so.
A look of disbelief, but it will be the 4th personal on Robin Fairbanks. Well, here comes that critical time free throw shooting. IPFW 13 of 17 today from the stripe, while Utah Valley State 22 of 29. Huge free throws. And Una, nothing but net.
Good looking free throw.
And it's her first free throw attempt of the day. 2 minutes even to go in the second half. Dons now lead 69-65. The junior out of Germany, Julianne Una. And she gets the second one. Big free throws for IPFW. Again, Little bit of full court pressure. McMurray gets it ahead to Howland. Now it's a 5-point IPFW lead. Beeman hounded by John Lewis Carlisle to Peterson. 3 on the way by McMurray. She misses. Rebound cleared out of there by John Lewis Carlisle. They pressure John Lewis Carlisle, and Chris Paul immediately calls a quick 30-second timeout. 70-65, IPFW on top. And we'll take this timeout as the Dons lead by 5 with 1:39 to go. This is IPFW basketball on College 5.
I guess I'm like most kids. I work hard, I go to class, and I want a degree that's going to mean something. I had offers from other universities, but I wanted the best out of my college choice. I wanted a great education and the campus life to go with it. Student housing, Division I sports, I found it all right here at IPFW. Hey, this is my university, my life, so it's got to feel right. I'm really glad I chose IPFW. I love it here. Go to the website.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne, one university, 2 great names.
Are you in there?
What's up? The show's at 7. Whoa.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Dave Skelton and Ken Horman back at the Gates Center, and we're set to go as Courtney Reed inbounds the basketball. Now a lot of full court pressure being applied, a lot of pressure on the ball being applied by Utah Valley State. Ashley Johnson, bounce pass ahead to John Lewis Carlisle. Dons break the press. They'll try to take a lot of air out of the basketball and force Utah Valley State to foul. Ooh! A delayed call that time as Asumi Nakayama tried to poke the ball away from Courtney Reed. That's her first personal foul. And now with IPFW in the double bonus, it'll be 2 shots for Hannah Tiki.
And Hannah's a good shooter, so she'll step up there.
Julianne Ona moments ago hit a couple of clutch free throws. Tiki misses. Her first free throw attempt of the day coming at the 126 mark. Holly Beeman checks back in, and Asumi Nakayama out for Utah Valley State. There's a good look at Hannah Tiki. 5'9" freshman out of Kokomo. Can she play? Hits that big free throw. Sam Edwards back in, and Tiki checks out. This will be for the defense. 71-65, 126 to go. It still is a 2-possession basketball game. Pass ahead to Fairbanks, who outmuscles Ashley Johnson, but sneaking in from behind and stealing the ball was John Lewis Carlisle, and now AJ is fouled by Rebecca Peterson. What a great play that time by John Lewis Carlisle to basically pick the pocket of Robin Fairbanks.
Yeah, great hustle. She had her eye on that ball for about her last 3 strides.
And that sends Ashley Johnson to the free throw line. And if AJ hits this free throw, she will become number 3 on the all-time free throw list. And she does. AJ has gone around Lindy Jones, 2 clutch free throws, and now 73-65. And the Dons again just plying pressure on the ball. And
keeps
now
that clock rolling.
Yeah, now the Wolverines are going to have to play with some urgency. Peterson for 3, off the mark. Rebound is cleared down by John Lewis Carlisle. She weaves through traffic, gets it back to Una. Una comes ahead to Courtney Reed. They flip it ahead to Ashley Johnson. Don's doing a great job of taking care of the basketball. And there'll be a foul on Holly Beeman. Beeman's 4th foul. That will send AJ right back to the free throw line.
AJ's a great one to have at that free throw line late in the game.
Well, let's see. 247 career free throws now for Ashley Johnson. Let's see if she makes it. Yes. 248. Putting her 3rd all-time on the IPFW free throw list for women. Lisa Miller leading the way. Amy Gerolds was 2nd. And another big free throw. You can make a living by hitting your free throws.
Especially late in the game.
Now Fairbanks Leaves it for McMurray. McMurray down low and a little lay-in underneath by Holly Beeman, and immediately a timeout is called by Kathy Nixon. Dons lead 75-67 with just over 42 seconds to go.
Yeah, pushing that lead back up to 10, though, with under a minute was big.
Well, while Chris Paul is having a say with his team, and Kathy Nixon goes over her strategy with hers, we can tell you that even though there will be no television tonight, the IPFW men's volleyball team does have a home match tonight against Lewis University. The Dons, number 5 in the country, now 7-0, and coming off an unbelievable victory here at the Gate Center last night, which you saw in College 5 when the Dons came from 2 games down to defeat Loyola Chicago 3-2. A second time in 2 weeks they've beaten the Ramblers in 5. Upcoming schedule for women's basketball, they'll be Dakota State on Thursday, February 8th for an 8 p.m. tip-off, then at South Dakota State on the 10th, and let's see what happens. Dons can't even get the ball in, and a foul is called, and that looks like that'll be on Sandy Marvin. That would be her 5th. I don't think Kathy Nixon is very fond of that call.
No.
So Marvin has fouled out.
Yeah, it may be cold out. Kent, but it'll be warm and heating up inside the Gate Center tonight. And, Lewis comes in for a little volleyball.
Well, I was in Chicago for that amazing comeback against Loyola a couple of weeks ago on January 19th, and the Dons were down 2-0 and actually facing a match point. They didn't face a match point last night, but they lost the first 2 games and then just caught fire, winning games 3 and 4, 30-22, and then taking the final game 15-9. C.J. Macias had 25 kills. Josh Stewart had 22, and that really had to take the air out of Loyola's sails. Ashley Johnson continues her red-hot free throw shooting.
Yeah, those matches, like with Loyola, are going to cause what little hair Coach Ball has to turn gray.
You're exactly correct. Now, Lewis comes in tonight with a record of 7-1, having lost at Ball State last night. AJ, another couple of free throws. Dons have the lead back up to 10. There's McMurray driving on Una. Takes it strongly to the basket, scored, and the foul on Una. So McMurray give her the basket. Una has her 4th foul. Well, the couple freshmen are now coming in. Tiki and Reed, Una and Edwards come out. 77-69, the Dons lead. 36.9 seconds to go.
The Dons have 5 ball handlers in there now.
McMurray completes the 3-point play. Dons get the ball in. Jonna Lewis Carlisle, I believe they got the foul immediately when Jonna touched the basketball. That'll be on Peterson, her 3rd. Well, the wheels keep turning with the coaching staff as Sam Edwards and Tina Moen about to check back in for IPFW. Jonna Lewis Carlisle at the free throw line. First free throw is up and good.
She wanted that one badly.
Using a little body language with that little back pedal after she put the free throw up. Hannah Tiki comes out. We now have Moen and Edwards back in. Jonna rattles down the next one. Inbounded to Beeman, flips it ahead. Moen with the intercept.
Good hustle.
And she gets it ahead to Ashley Johnson, but Tina was fouled, and Fairbanks, I believe, has fouled out of the basketball game. Let's take a look. Yes, Fairbanks has fouled out. What a night for Fairbanks, though, as even though she got off to a slow start with just 5 points in the first half, she heated up in the second half and leaves with 22 points and 9 rebounds. Tina Moen will go to the free throw line. There's head coach Kathy Nixon of the Wolverines discussing some strategy with her team, but they've got work to do, trailing by 9 with about 30 seconds to go. Jonna Lewis Carlisle leaves, and what a game for JLC. 24 big points to lead IPFW. Moen Misses the first free throw. First miss of the day from the 15-foot line by Tina. You never put it totally in your pocket as Tina hits that one, putting the Dons back up by 10. Strange things can happen with that three-point line, but Dons are feeling pretty good right now. McMurray three, off the mark. Rebound is corralled by Moen, ahead to Sam Edwards. Then they leave it for Ashley Johnson, and AJ is fouled.
Yeah, now's the time of game you want to hear that buzzer at the end. Let's get this over.
McMurray has fouled out, so that's the third Utah Valley State player to foul out, and that's big trouble now because McMurray, who came off the bench to score 22 points, you now have 48 points in this basketball game for Utah Valley State that has fouled out, and 44 of them on two players, McMurray and Fairbanks. Ashley Johnson with a great game, 17 points. That just teeters on the rim and falls through. Give her 18. She is now 8 for 8, 9 for 9 from the free throw line.
Can't do much better than that.
Tiki comes in, and Ashley Johnson will leave to a huge ovation, greeted by her coach, Chris Paul. AJ with 19 points. We're down to 20 seconds to go. The Dons up by 12. Chris Paul just yelled, no foul. Long jumper on the way. It's a three ball. Misses the mark by Beeman. They battle for the rebound, and let's see what happens.
Probably calling a travel. She grabbed the ball and went down to the floor. It's the only thing I can figure to call.
It will be a turnover on Utah Valley State. We're down to 12 seconds to go. Courtney Reed to inbound. Bounce pass to Una. Let's see if they just call it off. Well, Una's pass is intercepted by Peterson. They get it down, but that's intercepted as Tiki will just dribble it out. 4 seconds to go. Ball's poked out of bounds by Asumi Nakayama. Well, give Utah Valley State credit. They're playing it down to the final second.
They really have. They hung in there.
Reed tosses into Una. 1 second. Buzzer, and that will do it. And IPFW has defeated Utah Valley State by the final score of 82-70. IPFW now 11-10 for the season, as the school record victories in a single year continue to pile up for the Dons, now 11-10, while the Wolverines fall to 11-11. Dons win by 12, and we'll have our post-game report coming up next. This is IPFW Women's Basketball.
All on a Saturday's All That Jazz. From listener-supported Northeast Indiana Public Radio, this is your 50,000 watt.
I feel sick, so I didn't listen to my doctor. Then it struck. I had a heart attack, then a stroke, and I was only 49.
People with diabetes are 2 to 4 times more likely to suffer a stroke than people without diabetes, and many who survive are severely disabled.
Don't let diabetes destroy your life.
Learn how to reduce your risk of stroke. Call for your free diabetes survival guide.
Warning, ruthless invaders are among us, and the future of fishing depends on stopping them dead. Only you can prevent invasive species from spreading before it's too late. Inspect, clean, and drain your boat, motor, and live wells, and properly dispose of invasive species on land, not back in the water. Stop these evil menaces from taking over and threatening our precious outdoor heritage. Inspect, clean, and drain. Do your part to halt the silent invasion.
Skelton and Ken Horman back at the Gate Center where the celebration begins. IPFW raised season record to 11-10 after defeating Utah Valley State 82-70. Now we see some Girl Scouts here today doing a little business. We have Boys and Girls Club members here enjoying the game, and an autograph session is about to begin with the Lady Dons. And Doc, really, I think a good game all around for IPFW. The girls played, I think, solidly at both ends of the floor, and you pointed this out early on, a key to the game, take care of the basketball. They did that very well.
They really did a nice job today with very few turnovers, considering the pace of this game.
Yeah.
It was up and down the court.
IPFW was the better team as far as the half-court game, and clearly they were the better team with the long-range jumper from behind the arc. And the Dons, I think, really, with the long-range shooting, especially of Jonna Lewis Carlisle, they really took control of this basketball game. And just after this game ended, Jonna Lewis Carlisle, there you see her mother holding the basketball. Jonna Lewis Carlisle was presented with a commemorative ball because she went over 1,000 career points this afternoon with a tremendous effort as Jonna scored 24 points.
Yeah, she did a nice job. Ashley did a nice job, particularly at the free throw line and handling the ball. The 27 free throws, that's a lot of free throws to shoot, let alone hit that many in a ball game for IPFW.
Free throw shooting wasn't too badly either way. 27 for 33 were the Mastodons, 23 of 30 were Utah Valley State, and there you see one of the great traditions here at IPFW. Immediately after the basketball game, they set up tables at one of the baselines, and the team goes down there and they get the silver pens out and they autograph the posters for all of the fans here, young and old. And here's a good look at our chancellor, Dr. Michael Wartell, and our head women's volleyball coach, Kelly Hartley Hutton, celebrating her third independent national championship in the last 5 years. Of course, Kelly's all smiles because she'll have a great team coming back, but it won't be independent anymore. Next year, they'll be one of the teams early on contending for a Mid-Continent Conference championship. And in fact, excited news because IPFW will host the 2007 Mid-Continent Conference Women's Volleyball Tournament here at Gates. Well, taking a look at some of the highlights from the game, Utah Valley State really tried to come back early in the second half. Robin Fairbanks getting her game on track. She scored 22 points. She was in foul trouble in the first half. But how about Samantha Edwards? She gets her interior game going. Sam finished with 8 points. You have Sammy with a good move. She likes to mix it up down low, not afraid of the body contact, and she got to her scoring average today with the 8. And then there's just Ashley Johnson, that great crossover, sets up Sam, who likes to set up shop along the baseline. And then again, here is the great two-woman game. Ashley to Jonna Lewis, back to Ashley, and you give her space down low. She is a great finisher. AJ just knows how to find those seam spots up for the jumper right there over the defender, nothing net. And it was, again, a great offensive display today by both Ashley Johnson and Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Again, Utah Valley State would not go away. They got it down to a very close game thanks to Robin Fairbanks, as they made it a one-possession game, but then IPFW would open it back up. One of the plays of the game, first the steal by Jonna Lewis Carlisle off of Holly Beeman, and then JLC set sail, little kiss off the glass, and then the Dons just pulling away down the stretch to really open this game up. There she is coming off the screen by Moen, hitting a big three-pointer. And again, a great day for Jonna Lewis Carlisle as she goes over 1,000 career points, despite a great effort by that lady, Julie McMurray, off the bench, who scored 22 for the Wolverines. The Dons just too much depth and too much Jonna Lewis Carlisle as they pull away to win this one, again by the final of 82-70.
Yeah, it would have been so easy for IPFW to fold when that lead got down to 3 points, but instead they pushed it right back up.
Well, there was the star of the day, and she's all smiles. Jonna Lewis Carlisle waving to the fans at home, and had a career day today, a great game, and in front of her mother, so she has to be happy. Here's some of the final numbers. Field goals, the Wolverines 21 of 54. The Dons were 24 for 60, so really pretty close. Almost 39% for Utah Valley State, 40% for IPFW. Here is a very telling number. 5 for 23 for Utah Valley State, 7 for 17 for IPFW. Free throws, 23 of 30 for Utah Valley State, 27 of 33 for the Dons. I have an interesting number there when you take a look at these two. Assists, 14 for Utah Valley State to 9 for IPFW, and the Wolverines won the rebound battle 42-33. But I think, again, Doc taking care of the basketball and the turnovers. 3 steals for Utah Valley State, but 8 for IPFW, and 19 turnovers in this game committed by the Wolverines, which the Dons turned into 21 points. 8 turnovers committed by IPFW. The scoring leaders, Julie McMurray off the bench to score 22 points for Utah Valley State. She was joined for team high honors by their leader, Robin Fairbanks. Came in averaging 24 points a game, only had 5 in the first half, but finished with 22 with a strong second half. Rebecca Peterson had 9. Jonna Lewis Carlisle, the star for IPFW, 24 points to go over 1,000 for her career. And another great effort by Ashley Johnson as she scores 19 points. And then Tina Moen coming off the bench. A good job by Tina as she scored 9 points. And IPFW really getting all sorts of offensive support other players, Hannah Tiki off the bench with 9, and Tina Moen, again, off the bench with those 9 points. So IPFW's bench stock at the end of the day really got the job done despite that great effort by McMurray of Utah Valley State.
Big contribution off the IPFW bench today, and it really made a big difference at the end.
Doc, this is the first chance we've had to work together. It's been my pleasure. Great job.
It's been fun.
And it was fun today for IPFW as the Mastodons all smiles. There you saw Samantha Edwards as IPFW defeats Utah Valley State today by the final score of 82-70. Another milestone victory for Chris Paul. They already had the single season high water mark in Division I women's history, and it continues to rise as now they have 11 wins for the season. Well, that will do it for this afternoon's broadcast of IPFW women's basketball. Thank you so much for joining us. For Dave Skelton, my name is Kent Horman. Again, the final score, IPFW defeats Utah Valley State 82-70. This has been an exclusive presentation of College Sports Television, Channel 5.
That vote was all right.